The best tourism minister ever.
Hello, I'm Dynast Amir. All right, so we're here at the Cotton Tree, and now we're walking to the National Museum for the swearing-in ceremony. About to have some new Sierra Leoneans. Good afternoon.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
I told you guys last time. I said I saw you again in the street.
Yes.
So he's telling me that she's telling me that you are
How are you? So they did it differently this year. Usually we're at the State House and the president swears everyone in. But because of, I guess,
Please, wherever you are, let's settle down, please.
But I guess because of schedule conflict, we're having it at the National Museum and people will be giving their passports.
Please. We're going to have one meeting, please. Everybody should be seated. Please.
Happy birthday.
Welcome, ma. Happy birthday.
God, as they receive their pack of this afternoon. And Father Lord, you take them back safely, some of them that are going. But most important of all, bring them back home. Bring them back home. Let them bring everything they have back home. Come invest, come live here. This is your home. Father, we say thank you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you very much. Any volunteer for the Muslim prayer? Alia. Oh, okay. I want to welcome you all and thank you for taking this bold step. As the you want to tell us the prayers? Okay. We only have the Muslim.
So when I get to the end, you just say that means that you're
spirit is in agreement. Happy? Okay, this is the traditional Pende ancestral prayer that covers all of us in Salone. Happy? Kakakuru Arubasu, may God bless us. Kakakuru Okera Su Ayeri, may God go with us safe. Kakakuru Okampasasu Mushibu, may God protect us from accidents. Kakakuru Aruba Ankomanso Wabaki, may God bless our ancestors. Kankapuru Oruba Anketasu Yebonshor, may God bless our children and the rest of our families. Kankapuru Oruba Sukamadi Mansobe, may God bless us to be self-determined. Kankapuru Otankasu Hamashibu, may God protect us from evil. Kankapuru Oruba Akomanso Nukoya, may God bless our family in Koya. Kakakuru Opera Suyek Bin Kamaderun. May God always help us find our way home. Tapi you.
And cultural affairs, welcome and thank you for making this pilgrimage. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Anne-Marie. Now we're going to hear from Francis Fowler. He's going to tell us why we're here. He's going to declare. Francis Fowler, please.
Greetings. Thank you very much. I want to welcome you again. And I want to stand on all protocols that have been set here this afternoon by my elders. So, we are here gathered because our ancestors for years had declared that one day their descendants will come back to complete the cycle. So it is upon those declarations they made ages that we are practicalizing here present this afternoon. So your presence here is no mistake, and you coming back home is no mistake. So take it upon yourself as a responsibility to give back to the family that you were disconnected from. So Sierra Leone is creating that authentic pathway for you to engage with your people and build the structures that you all want as a collective to grow. So your purpose here today is to get from all of the activities you've done over these days, but today is an epoch-making event. You are gathered here to cloak that part of your history where you will be given what you enter the plane for to come down here. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I kept believing, now everything done change. You wanna see them now, you know the way now. Forever standing them down, you know what we say, you know me now. Every time I look at flight, what you buy now? What's to the now? Hello, shall we all be seated? Good afternoon to all of you. Let me take this opportunity of recognizing our dynamic Chief Immigration Officer, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs, the Chief Administrator of the Monuments and Heritage Commission, staff of the Ministry of Tourism, and fellow Sierra Leoneans.
Today is an extraordinary day in the history of Sierra Leone. It is extraordinary because of the fact that it is going to be the very, very first time that a sitting head of state have given approval and permission for a minister to exercise that power in granting citizenship. This is an extraordinary situation, an extraordinary president of the Republic of Sierra Leone. That shows you how far he has gone in terms of creating the leadership that the international world and this country needs. It's very difficult for you to see that kind of example. And for today, we owe it to him. All of us here, personally myself, I will want to take this opportunity to sincerely thank him for not only supporting this program, but for clearing all the bottlenecks in our way to an extent of approving the exercise of powers on him. So we have to be very thankful. Let us give His Excellency a round of applause. Since we started in 2018, he has always been there to perform this role. And I'm sure you must have heard from other Sierra Leoneans that have gone through this process that it has been done by the highest office, because that is what the law says, but it ensures that he is there with the beautiful pictures, the shaking of hands, the handing over of the passport. He could not be here today because he has got extraordinary commitment that has to be met. And of course, we've been back and forth on this for the past 2 weeks in trying to get him to welcome you and to confer citizenship on you. But what he means is that if it is not possible, I should let the program go on, and that he has got quite a lot of interest in diaspora citizenship. This is because he's a president that believes in human capital development. And he believes that for Sierra Leone to grow, we need to harness all the different human resource bases that we have in country and out of the country. And this is underscored by the fact that the African Union has already declared Diaspora as the 6th region, so which means you are all part of Africa. That's a decision that has been taken by the African Union by having the 6th region, which is a diaspora region. And they have not only made that proclamation, they have also ensured that there are quite a number of activities that are going around in Africa and under the AU that is putting a lot of premium on the 6th region. Because we believe that if you have been to whatever countries in Africa, there's an opportunity for you to come and give back. And not only that, to enhance the human resource capacity of African countries. So I am making this point so that you know that Sierra Leone has been in the forefront, and that now Africa has taken this responsibility very, very seriously. We know Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is a country that used to be the home of free slaves. We know Sierra Leone is a country which contributed, where quite hundreds of slaves were taken to the New World. We know all of these familiar stories. So which means that Sierra Leone is a bastion when it comes to African-American diaspora relationship. And that in a way has grown over the years. Before we started this program, already there has been quite a number of exchange programs between Sierra Leone and universities in the United States, Sierra Leone business opportunities, Sierra Leone also things that have to do with heritage development. There have been quite a number of activities between Sierra Leone and of course the United States. But what was missing was the path to citizenship. How do we ensure that people who have got their DNA tested and proven for them to be able to come and live back? Now, we are very passionate about this, that our history is built on slavery, is built on post-colonialism, is built on anti-slavery, and we believe that that lineage contributed immensely to the development of the United States. So that is why we have taken this program so seriously to an extent that now we not only offer the citizenship, but we try to encourage a lot of people to come and live back to Sierra Leone. Now, I was very much thrilled by the testimonies. Of course, I've had these testimonies before. I've had a few dozen people telling me about what they are doing in this country, which has been quite impressive. And for us today, going down 4 years, it is very important that people start to see what we are bringing back to this country. Because many a time people ask us these questions. Yes, we agree. There is a history. There is a citizenship by descent as per 1991 Constitution. But then what's next? That what next is something which we really, really need to talk about. As to how are we going to ensure that when Sierra Leone offers you this as a Sierra Leonean, because indeed you are a Sierra Leonean, we will want to see how we can have a sustained relationship in terms of ensuring that we keep this country together and then we get this country on the development trajectory. So many good stories have been had, and I must tell you, I am impressed by quite a few people because of what they have done since we started this citizenship. And I'm quite happy that some of these people were amongst those that gave you the testimonies. That you've been able to see how you've been able to see how others have been a very good ambassador for you here. Last week I had an important meeting, of course, with one of our star African Americans here. He's here. And he was sharing his story with me about the 7,000 acres of, and not only that, he is now poised to start and spot stories in business in Sierra Leone. And he has come forward that we should offer him one of the islands. He intends to bring boats, kayaks, you just name it, and helping us with moving people from Kent to that particular island and back. I am giving this example. I'm giving this example to show you how thoughtful he has been, and how thoughtful other people has been as well. There are lots of opportunities that are open to you. Once you make up your mind that you want to come back to Sierra Leone, of course you start all the discussions as that has been demonstrated. There are many things which will be offered to you. There's access to land, there's access to waivers, there's access to many different things which you can get in terms of giving back. But I also want to say, you cannot only give back in terms of businesses. I know quite a number of people who are doing schools, supporting school children, supporting them with education, constructing community centers, constructing schools in some of those communities, working with some of the women in terms of small businesses. I know a number of people that are doing that. And I know those who are in the travel and tourism industry as well. Some of them, of course, are now very important. I have guys here, are very important in terms of ensuring that they support the tourism sector as well. So I think these are the things which we really need to talk about. about to talk about. What is going to be the benefit of having this? What are the expectations which we have, you have, and how can we work together to ensure that we work through those expectations? And I think this is the time for that. I must say that we all know that everybody is not the same. Everybody's ideas are different. Some are young, some are old, some are going to school. But even for the young people, you can do projects that has to do with local primary schools, where you can have those things together in terms of exchanges and maybe try to see how you can be able to share those experiences. The youth, I've learned that the young man who came here spoke about the American football, and that he's trying to promote that as well. So there are many things which you can do in Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is a vibrant country when it comes to so many things. Because one way we can be able to ensure that we stay long, we keep the family together, is for us to work very, very hard together. Very hard so that we can address perennial problems of things like education, unemployment, issues about women's empowerment, issues that has to do with agriculture, infrastructure. We need to look at all of those things. ICT and communications, digital technology. There are many things which we can do together. So I must say, the path to citizenship is extremely good, and of course we owe that to each other, but at the same time, the 6th region, we now realize that the 6th region is critical to Africa's development. That is why a lot of other countries are now looking at us as to how we manage to pull this together and have the support of His Excellency and the government of Sierra Leone for us to be doing this together. We know Ghana has been far ahead of this, but at the same time, we are coming up as well in terms of making it more meaningful and ensure there is huge contributions to the socio-economic life of Sierra Leone. I know, of course, when you go back, there are many things to be thinking about. As here, yes, you have it conferred on you, but then by going back, of course, you'll be faced with many questions. So what do we expect of you when you go back? Even if maybe you are not ready to come now, we expect that you can serve as a voice for Sierra Leone. We expect that in your local communities, you can organize activities of people who are interested in Sierra Leone. Maybe they may not have the resources to come direct to Sierra Leone, but start to engage your communities around you, your school around you, your local leaders around you, so that you start to talk about what Sierra Leone is. And of course, going about the mark, maybe trying to engage other people by writing letters, by convening meetings, to know about what Sierra Leone is, and to see how you can be able to galvanize their meetings. So I should say that it's a partnership, it's a relationship, it's not a one-way system, it's not a one-way arrangement, it's an arrangement of mutual consent. Wherein, of course, we are together in this, but at the same time, we expect a lot more positive stories to be told about Sierra Leone wherever you go to. Because that is one way in which you encourage people even to come back, you encourage other people, even if they are not citizens, for them to see Sierra Leone as a very good example, for them to put that on their agenda. Today, tourism has grown so much. It has grown so much within the shortest period of time. Now we are talking about quite a lot of activities on Sierra Leone going around the world. If you listen to what is happening, you will see Sierra Leone coming up in terms of reports, in terms of assessment, in terms of indexes that are coming up that has to do with life in Sierra Leone, hospitable people, the culture in Sierra Leone, the tolerance in Sierra Leone, and the religious tolerance in Sierra Leone, the peace in Sierra Leone, the beautiful beaches we have in Sierra Leone, the food we have in Sierra Leone, the relationships and everything that we share. So we want this story to be at the top of your agenda. If maybe when you go back, you cannot do anything for us, but you can do a beautiful story that you can put on your Facebook page, you can put on your Instagram, you can do videos. I know a number of people that have done very good videos on Sierra Leone. You can take Sierra Leone, write about Sierra Leone in international magazines and journals, because these are things which are the low-hanging fruits, which are easy to do, so that you put Sierra Leone where it should be. Because if you have, and you say you're Sierra Leonean, and you don't engage, you may go somewhere and people may want to ask you, since you came back, what have you been doing? But those stories are important. You can do outdoor activities and connect with other Sierra Leoneans and say, of course, I'm also Sierra Leonean, I'm inviting you people to a meeting. I know a lot of people have been able to do that. I am saying this because after today, we have to show the result ourselves and the results as well, in terms of what is going to be the mutual benefit between Sierra Leone and yourself. So I should say that it's an important milestone that you've taken. It's a very, very important decision, and we want to see that level of value that you're going to put on the citizenship, and we will be opening our ears and our eyes to see what is going to happen and have the examples here that you listen to, so that next time when we are doing this again, we hear more stories. Our doors are always open. Whatever you need, keep communicating. I know some other people maybe may come back soon, but I'm just saying this generally. If you keep communicating, you keep speaking to people and letting us know how you are doing and what you want us to do for you on this side, I think we are ready to do that. So I should say that on behalf of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, I want to take this opportunity to generally first congratulate him on his behalf, and to say that the decision which is taken for us to have this event and to ensure that we are able to give you and meet your expectation, we sincerely thank you for the decision. So congratulations once more, and of course it's good luck, and of course we go through the process for the conferment of citizenship. Thank you very much.
Yes, so now we're going to start with next time we come to the table. Perform the functions conferred by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. And should be accompanied by the Chief Immigration Officer. Sorry. Oh, what a lucky baby. And I see Kumari Mono. Please say okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Aminata, how do you respond? Aminata. Yeah, mommy, mama, one more time.
I'm always for you.
Ready, tail on the circle.
Let's go! All right.
Excuse me. Yes.
Now we're gonna have.
Try not to cry right now. Thank you, man.
Good? You're free. Everybody can join. You're free.
Real passport.
Everybody free to join. You're free to join. Gotta kick it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a brother.
How you feel?
That's a great man.
Real passport.
Last time take a picture. Oh, how long minister? The best stories of minister ever. Minister, please.
You happy?
I'm so happy.
Oh, okay.
How you feel, Al?
Yeah.
Excited.
Okay.
So why you gonna hit me? With me, papa, now everyone let me. They like